in the Counting to Calculus series, we actually take students through math and science from 6th grade all the way till they graduate high school and start doing college courses. Our program includes support for students who are using Singapore Math. This is the Singapore Math series. And what we're doing is we're providing you with video resources for all of Singapore Math. But what you'll notice is by the time you get to 5B, you're actually good to go. You don't have to worry about 6A and B, by the way. You can transition right into our pre-algebra course. And that's where the Counting to Calculus journey begins. Counting to Calculus starts you off. We say everything elementary math and pre-algebra with consumer math. The idea is these are the workbooks. The textbooks are in a different section, and I'll explain something about them here. So first of all, here are my notes from Nigeria. Here are my notes, my chemistry notes from 2002 to 2005. Some people think the handwriting is not the greatest, but I think it's okay. The point is it's well labeled. You have your topics. You have details that you can go back and review. The teacher reviewed the notes, definitions, everything, right? That was the end of this particular notebook. But the point is I knew where to go to study what I needed to study, right? Note-taking is one of the best ways to make significant progress in building study skills. So what I did was I said, you know what? If somebody has a textbook, let's say calculus. If somebody has a textbook, right? This is a Ron Larson calculus book. But if I have a textbook and I need a place to take notes, then what you can do is take the calculus book, get a workbook that goes with the topics in the calculus book. And then what I did in the beginning was I told a little bit of a story about the people that are, influence the world of calculus and a lot of what we're doing. And some scientists also, key scientists. And Isaac Newton's Principia, we took a quote from there and just used it as an introduction. Then we laid down all the topics that kids will learn in calculus. And then at the end of this, we provide you with resources like rules of exponents, other things. And I'll make a video with more specifics here. But I want to just make a point. And then we provide you with the pages to take notes from the textbooks that we've chosen. So you can use OpenStack's calculus. You can use James Larson. You can even use the Romans Road Calculus for Everyone as a textbook. But then you have the topic. We teach you the lesson, or you pay attention in class. You take notes here. If you need to graph, you graph right here. You do the next topic. Well, this one is an extra page for you. But then you do the next topic. Basic classes of functions. We give you the text. You have a textbook. You can use any textbook you need to. But the key is when we say chain rule, you should know how to do it, and you should be able to go back in your workbook. But then this is the pre-algebra book, right? So taking notes again is critical. So let me show you how I would use the pre-algebra. So after you're done with Singapore Math, elementary school math series, which in America generally ends about 5th or 6th grade, there's a whole story about my concerns about the duplication in the American math curriculum, and just that's another day story. The point is, when you're done with Singapore Math 5A and 5B, you can jump right into the Counting to Calculus series from 6th grade. In this curriculum, you can use the Memoria Press Pre-Algebra. You can use any book. We have a book that we recommend, and that's what we use to do this one. Introduction to Whole Numbers. It's the pre-algebra textbook by Redwoods, College of the Redwoods, which Memoria Press used at one point. But the first topic was place value. So we write the numbers down. We draw the number line. This is what was explained in the lesson. Classification of real numbers. All of that is here. You move on to the next page. We talk about number lines, ordering numbers, expanded notation, rounding, tables, and graphs. And basically, students show their work. Students write things down. Again, this is just a sketch. This could be done much better, but this is a sketch. There was addition of numbers. Okay, so there's some addition problems. The commutative property of addition. Okay, that was discussed that day. Students should write the date and then they should show their work. Subtraction. Okay, it's the opposite of addition. They're doing some subtraction problems. Okay, no problem. But we've provided you with a page to show your work. Now, this can be done much neater, but this was just an example. So these are the workbooks. At the end of the workbooks, for all of them, we provide you with like addition table, multiplication table. We provide you with like a reference booklet, right? This reference booklet is something you can always go back to. This is your addition table. This is your multiplication table. There's a lot more here. But then imagine if you have these workbooks for all of your math career. So you have it for Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, for Geometry and Trigonometry, for a review of all of the material from pre-algebra all the way to the end of pre-calc and even calculus. You do it for calculus, you do it for chemistry, you do it for physics, you do it for statistics, discrete math, linear algebra. You do it for differential equations, data science, calculus 2, calculus 3. So basically there's 16 books ready to go for you. And you need to keep all these books until you enter your career field. And honestly, why are you throwing it away? You can always go back and review. I don't understand why students throw away their books in American schools, honestly. I don't understand. I have my notes. I know maybe mine is a little intense, but I've studied chemistry for my bachelor's degree, and I had my notebooks from high school with me. Well, I still kept my notebooks. I think I left them in Nigeria. But anyways, they came to me at the end of the day. So let's see if I can end with this. When I visited Cambridge University, I got to see Isaac Newton's notes, right? And actually at the back of this, you can see this is his notes, Isaac Newton's notes. So we can see Isaac Newton's notes, right? If Isaac Newton's notes are still available at Cambridge University, why can't our students have all their notes from 6th to 12th grade kept in a nice series of booklets that correspond to textbooks? As I said, you can use the ones we recommend, or you can use a different set of textbooks. But what we are doing in these is we try to keep the topics general. So there's a section for Newton's laws of motion. Every student needs to have those things handwritten in their books. So if Isaac Newton had notes that we can still see today in 2025, and he died in 1727, we need to rethink our study skills. Thanks for watching this video. Again, if you're using Singapore Math, we're putting out videos to support your curriculum, but we're also letting you know that when you're done with the elementary school math curriculum, you can jump right into counting to calculus. And if you follow our curriculum from 6th to 12th grade, you will be doing more math than any student anywhere in the world, because math is beautiful. Take care and have a blessed day.